So it is day 18 of the Body Positive February Challenge, and today's point of reflection is to describe what it means to me to be body positive. And I think that's the crux of what this whole thing has been about. And when I look back at my train of thought and my process throughout all of these posts, I would say that being body positive is just accepting myself and my body for who I am and the way that I look. And that includes standing, in front of a mirror naked, clothed, in a changing room, in a fitting room, around peers, by myself, and seeing my body as inherently valuable because it's mine. And of course, there's different degrees to it, but I think even just being comfortable is huge. That's progress in my book. And for me, when I realized that my body was a part of me, which I know sounds really obvious, that's when I could start seeing it as something that was permanent. Before that, I used to think like, okay, this is sort of temporary, this will be changed, and when it's changed, that's when I can start living, that's when I can start doing the things that I want to do. And now I don't see it as a hindrance to achieving any of the goals that I set for myself. I think even in just the process of making these videos and putting myself out there in this very vulnerable way, talking about all my feelings and putting it on the internet and sort of having a hope that people will respond positively to it, I think that's a big deal. I think that's a direct response to the level of comfort that I feel with myself. And if, hopefully people don't say anything negative, so far nobody has, but even if they do, not letting those thoughts invalidate my experience. And even if somebody was to be overtly praiseworthy, not using those words to validate my sense of being and my sense of confidence. I've realized that being body positive has not only affected the way that I treat myself, but I think the way that I treat other people. And I hope that it's made me more compassionate towards my friends and my family, because it's hard to be really negative towards somebody when you feel good about yourself. I see myself as a friend, and I encourage people that I'm close to also see themselves in that way. And the way that we talk about ourselves should be in the way that we talk about somebody who we love. Even if it's you who's putting yourself down, it's like, don't talk about my friend like that. That's the person that I love. That's the person that I care about. So be kind to yourself. Make the internal voice in your head a really lovely one, like a really warm, cuddly, friendly one, instead of somebody who's critical and unsupportive. To me, body positivity has basically been a process of unlearning negative associations with myself and my physical appearance. And I think that that's had a huge impact on the way that I also view other people and the way that I consider the relationship between their appearance and their being. And I've also become more critical of where these ideas come from in the first place, because I think in isolation, away from any external sources, away from the media, away from your peer group, away from your family, I don't think that anybody would come to the conclusion that their body is not worth loving, or that it's not valuable, or the idea that your body is odd, the idea that your body is unattractive, the idea that your body should be changed in order to appease society. I think it does take a lot of effort and a lot of investment in yourself to be able to unlearn those associations, but I think it's definitely possible. So I would encourage everybody to invest in that level of self-love and self-care to be able to turn all the external noise out and just be comfortable with who you are.